I took my sister on a dusk shortcut I knew since I was a kid. I joked. I wasn't scared. Then something knocked back. I parked up by the county road where the path hits the ditch. The light was going fast. The air got colder at the tree line. I felt it on my arms. I told her it was just the low spot. I said we'd be through in 10. She said, "This is the shortcut." "Yeah, used to run this in the dark." "Don't be soft," I said. I smiled. I meant it like a joke. We stepped in. The space between the trunks was still. Not a breeze. No bugs. It was quiet and flat. Our feet made soft sounds. Pine needles and old leaves. I pointed out where the path bent by a stump. I said, "Look, same old stump," like it proved I still knew it. Something went tap, tap, tap out in the trees. 3 fast knocks, not far off. I slapped a trunk with my palm. "See, trees knock back sometimes," I said. I grinned. She told me to quit. We went past the stones by the creek. When I was young, I stacked them up. 3 flat ones. They weren't there. Just scuffed mud and a darker wet patch. I told her they must have washed out in spring. She looked at me. "They don't wash uphill," she said. I didn't answer. We kept on. The blaze marks on the trunks weren't where I remembered. Someone had tied new blue ribbon, but it led off at a weird angle, along a thinner line. The old orange paint was dull and peeled and pointed straight ahead. I said, "County kids messed with it," and laughed. It sounded wrong coming out. We walked. Every time I stepped, there was a light snap behind us that matched me. I stopped. It stopped. We both stood. The space between the trunks stayed still. I could feel her looking at me. I called out, "Hey, you in there?" Just my voice came back, soft and empty. Another tap, tap, tap. 3 again, in a different spot. I told her it was a woodpecker. She said, "It's not, very flat." We tried to keep to the orange marks. It felt like we were sliding sideways. The trees all looked the same. We came to a deadfall and climbed it and dropped down. A minute later we came to the same deadfall. I knew it was the same because of a stick that pointed up like a finger. I didn't say anything at first. Then I said, "We must have looped." I laughed again, small, no breath in it. I took my key and scraped a notch into a beech. I pressed hard. Bark flaked. Sap beaded up. It had a strong smell. I put my sleeve there by accident. It smeared on the cuff. I wiped at it. It stuck, thick and sweet. I said, "There. We'll follow back to this if we circle." We circled. The trees stayed quiet. When we turned, after a few minutes, we heard a crunch that turned with us. We stopped. It stopped. I said, "Okay," a bit louder than I meant to. I raised my voice. "We're coming through," I said, like I was letting someone know. It felt dumb and thin in that stillness. I took out my phone. No bars. I held it up. Blue screen glow hit my hand. I flashed the camera into the trees. The fresh white popped between trunks. In that little flash, I saw a tall, dark shape standing 2 trunks in. Long and straight. No face. It didn't move. I clicked off. My sister said, "Did you see that?" I said, "Tree shadow, fast." We went on, heads down. 3 taps to our left. Then 3 behind us. My sister's hand was tight on my sleeve. "Stop it," she whispered. I didn't know if she meant me or it. We found the beach I marked again, but it wasn't my notch. The scrape was wider and deep, and my name was cut low in the smooth part. Not careful, not neat, Just my name, all the letters there. Fresh gouges above it, ragged. Sap ran. It smelled like a new board. I reached without thinking. It was wet. I pulled back and my fingers were sticky. It was on my jacket already. I wiped them on my jeans and made darker lines I could feel. I said, "Okay, we're going to the road. Screw this." I tried to make my voice normal. I said it like a plan always fixes stuff. We turned to where the light went thin. That meant the west edge. The air got colder again as we neared the tree line. A breath of outside. I felt it like a line on my skin. I could hear the highway faint. Relief came up and then sank back down when I heard the steps again. They matched ours. Not behind, not ahead. Between the trunks. I couldn't place it. When I stopped, it stopped. We held still. The space between the trunks had no sound in it. Tap, tap, tap. Right side. Then left. Then straight ahead. Not a woodpecker. Not a person screwing around. It was too clean. Always 3. "Hey!" I yelled. My throat burned. "We're not messing around." I said other stuff I won't write. Hard words. Bluff words. It didn't matter. I started talking louder on purpose. I told my sister to talk too. She did. It sounded thin, both of us, like we were talking into a room with no furniture. We crossed a patch where the dirt was soft. I looked down. Our footprints showed clear. Then ahead of us, our prints showed again, but bigger, like someone had stepped right into them and pushed them out, the heels mashed deeper. My boot tread was wide. Whatever was in there wasn't. Just a smooth press, longer than mine. It overlapped mine, neat as a copy. I looked back. Our own prints behind us did not have that. Only the ones ahead. Somebody walked in our steps before we did. I felt my throat tighten. I didn't say anything. She saw it too. She made a noise that wasn't a word. We came up on the edge. I could see the ditch. There was our road. My truck was ahead a ways, the hood facing the trees, where the path hit the gravel turnout. I thumbed the unlock. The lights didn't blink. I cursed and thumbed it again. Then the phone in my hand buzzed and died. Black screen. I tried my sister's. It lit and then went dark. The air got colder, sharper. The 3 knocks came fast, close. Tap, tap, tap. I didn't know which tree. All of them. I flicked the phone camera on one more time. It gave me one flash like a cough. In that white burst, the shape was closer. Same spot between trunks as before. Tall, thin, leaning out a little. I could feel it looking. I couldn't see eyes. Only dark. My phone went dead and stayed dead. We stood at the edge by the ditch. The road was 10 steps. The path was open. I put my hand back on her wrist and said, "On 3. I didn't mean it as a joke. She was breathing fast like a run already. I said, 1, and something hit a trunk to our left. Tap, tap, tap. Quick. It felt like a count. It made my skin crawl. Headlights swung up the road. Someone else came around the bend slow. For 1 second, the beams swept the tree line. They cut across the trunks. In that strip of hard light, I saw it full. Too tall. Joints wrong. The knees bent and didn't line up. The shoulders rolled high and hung low at the same time. It leaned from the trees but didn't step out. The skin had the color of bark that stays in shade. The eyes were like wet knots. It turned its head like a branch under weight. That's all I had. 1 second. Then the car passed and the light went. "Go," I said. It came out of breath. We went. We dropped into the ditch. Mud sucked our shoes. Then we were on gravel. The sound behind us came like someone pulling through brush too fast. It didn't break anything. It didn't come loud. It stayed in the trunks. We hit the truck. I yanked the handle. It opened. I thanked whatever. We slid in and I shoved the key. The engine caught. My hands shook. She slammed her door and locked it. I heard 3 hard knocks right then. Not on the truck, but behind her, on a tree. Tap, tap, tap. I threw it in reverse. Something reached out from the tree line as we backed. It kept 1 foot rooted, or it seemed like it. It didn't step out. It leaned farther than it should have. A hand, not flat, not smooth. Knobs and splits like roots. It grabbed my jacket through the open crack of my window as I looked left. Cloth tore. Skin scraped. Heat lit up my arm. I yelled. I hit the gas by mistake. The hand smacked the frame by my window before I got the glass up. It left a wet, sticky handprint that dragged as I pulled away. Sap, darker than the rest. It smelled strong and sweet and wrong. We spun gravel and shot down the road. Trees ran with us on the right. We could see the edge line, black and hard. 3 knocks came from the tree line every few seconds. Always 3. Not the same tree. It kept up with us. Tap, tap, tap. Then ahead again. Tap, tap, tap. We didn't talk. She held her side and watched out her window. I held the wheel like a post and watched the white line. My arm hurt in a raw stripe. The shirt sleeve stuck to it. After a mile, the knocks didn't follow us anymore. Or I couldn't hear them. The engine drowned it. The trees thinned. We hit town lights. I parked under the street lamp by the store because I couldn't keep driving. We didn't get out at first. We sat. I held my breath and then let it out and listened for 3 taps. There were none. I looked at the door frame. The handprint was there. It dried in a rough shape as we drove. You could see where each finger had pressed and pulled. I felt sick. My jacket sleeve on the seat had sap and my blood mixed. It didn't look like much. It felt like a lot. I write this now because I don't want to forget how it went, step by step. I went in thinking I knew that strip of trees. I joked. I talked big. That didn't help. We got out, but it didn't feel like winning. It felt like we had been let go. Survival gave me no comfort, only dread. The image that won't leave is that dried sap handprint on my truck door under the street lamp. I wiped at it. It didn't come off. It's still there. I can smell it when I open the door. I hope you enjoyed that story. If you did, go ahead and hit subscribe. I've got plenty more coming. Give it a like if it sent a chill down your spine. And, of course, there's another one you can find on my channel. See you on the next one.